NBA Finals time, guys. We talked about the East. We talked about the West. Now we have our finals predictions. Ty, you have the Thunder versus the Heat. How do you think the series is going to go? I want to hear some key matchups.
Heat.
I want to hear your prediction.
Okay.
I want to see what happens.
The absolute key matchup. People are going to say it's LeBron James and Kevin Durant. We got the two jerseys right here. That's not the key matchup, guys. They are going to they're going to even each other out. Both are going to have great series. I don't care. One of them might have a bad game in one series. The other might have another bad game. They're going to even out. They're both great players. LeBron's a little better than KD. He has the range to prove it. But key matchup, I wouldn't necessarily. It's Russell Westbrook versus Chalmers. Russell Westbrook is the matchup, the key scenario in that, because D-Wade's going to get his 20-something. Chris Bosh.
He's a bad man.
Chris Bosh. I would say Chris Bosh is a little better than Serge Ibaka, but I favor. We got Ray Allen. Butler.
Here's the thing: if they go small ball against the Heat, it's going to be Bosh. He's going to pull the ball away from the rim, and no one's going to be able to protect the rim for LeBron.
And KD Tabo better freaking stay in front of LeBron James. We're screwed. Okay, so you have these two guys, greatest players in the NBA. There's no question about that. Russell Westbrook, top 10, probably number 8 on my 8 or 7. He's the key in this matchup. He needs to play a Chris Paul scenario where he's averaging 20 points and getting 10 or 11 assists, because he cannot be the alpha dog in this matchup. KD needs to take control. If KD's having a bad game or a bad series, Russell Westbrook does need to assume that role, but he can't be taking away shots from Kevin Durant and can't be taking away looks. We'll see. Maybe if they get to the finals, they'll get some. I love Russell Westbrook. I think he's probably the most critiqued player at least now that LeBron got over his championship era in probably the NBA. He is similar to Tony Romo, where he just keeps getting critiqued and if I could say critique,
you dare disrespect Tony Romo.
Why would I disrespect the guy who's only won one playoff game in his career?
You know what? We're not talking about my Dallas Cowboys here. We're talking about the NBA Finals. So hush your mouth about Tony Romo.
Jerry Jones literally said the other day that all he cares about the entertainment. Okay, we'll continue. So they will win. Oklahoma City Thunder. All you bandwagon Heat fans, you can say whatever you want. Kevin Durant wants him with LeBron this year. The rebounding matchup, the fact that LeBron and company have been to 4 straight finals, and the wear and tear will be too much on them. The young legs of the Oklahoma City Thunder compared to the old legs of the Miami Heat. You talk about how you hate Scott Brooks. I think he's an underrated coach. Okay, whatever. Thunder in 7 games. Chandler, you can say whatever hogwash scenario you can go ahead and
all
say.
Right. First of all, LeBron's chasing Jordan. He wants it.
He's not getting there, though.
Oh, he's chasing Jordan. He's not going to stop. He's not going to let Kevin Durant get in the way. I'm sorry.
JD, Kevin Durant.
Your time's not yet.
Only
your time's
probably
not yet.
one of the greatest scorers of all time.
I think he will end up as the greatest scorer of all time. Don't get me wrong. I think he will. I think he'll pass Kareem. I think the way he scores is just...
Over Wilt? Do you think he's better than Wilt scoring?
No. Individually, okay, I'm talking about the all-time scoring record. I think Kevin Durant will
scoring record.
Wilt averaged 50 in one season. I don't care. Even though it was against a bunch of scrubs at the time.
Bunch of slow, short,
bunch
white
of 6'6" white centers at the time.
It's for you, Denver Lane. Wilt, my friend Denver's trying to tell me Wilt's the greatest player of all time.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He's trying to tell me Jordan wasn't that good.
Oh my god, just whoever he is,
please.
But
bitch, please.
Alright, but back to my point. If that was the series, the Heat would win. But it's not going to be the series. I said Spurs Heat. I think that the matchup.
Can we stop for a sec? If the Thunder play the Heat, which you don't think is gonna happen, who wins?
6.
You think it's the same way?
No, Heat won in 5 the first time.
No, but you're talking about Spurs because you were telling me your Spurs Heat matchup. Heat's gonna win 6.
Yeah, I think the Thunder aren't gonna lose in 5 this time. They'll lose in 6.
keep talking.
Game 6 will be in Miami.
Just keep talking. It's
all right. Anyways, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. The Heat will play the Spurs. The matchup there, of course, Kawhi Leonard versus LeBron James. Game 7.
That's not even a matchup.
That is a matchup.
No, it's
Kawhi
not.
Leonard versus LeBron James?
LeBron James beats him by
I'm just saying.
10,000.
This is why it's going to be the matchup, the key. You think Game 7 last year of the finals was LeBron's greatest game ever because Leonard and Pop dared him to shoot, and he made him pay for it.
He's going to do the exact same thing.
Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's how it's going to be. How is Leonard gonna play him this time? I think what he needs to do is 1, pray to our Lord and Savior.
Dear God, don't let LeBron James make any
Let him
shots.
have an off shooting day because he's gonna have to play the same way because he can't stop LeBron going to the hoop. Kawhi Leonard is one of the best on-ball defenders in the game, but he can't stop LeBron. No, you can't stop LeBron. You can just pray he doesn't play it up to his capability. So I think that's going to be a key. I think that the Chris Bosh matchup against Tim Duncan and Thiago Splitter is going to be key because even though he had 0 points in Game 7, he still was key to that game because he played great on Tim Duncan, and I think that Bosh he's gonna have a much better series than he did last time. He scored 0 points in Game 7. He's not going to do that. It's never going to happen again. Bosh is going to never go a game without scoring a point again.
LeBron was taking most of the shots. You would have to say.
I would say,
45 in Game 7.
37.
Okay,
37. 37.
37.
In Game 6, Boston. But
Okay.
I think that Bosh is going to do his thing, and then when healthy, where do you rank Dwayne Wade in the NBA player rankings? When healthy,
At this
like
point,
the way he's playing right now.
At this point in his career, I would say he's probably 6 in the NBA. I would have LeBron, KD, Griffin. Still probably have Paul George at 4, 5.
We'll talk about those.
LaMarcus
rankings another
Aldridge.
time. But I think that D Wade is looking so much better than he did last playoffs. He's going to show up. LeBron's going to do his thing. Bosh is going to do his thing. They act like every time. There's always in the playoffs, the regular part of the playoffs. One of the role players is struggling. Shane Battier was struggling last year. Game 7 comes out, hits 5 threes. Mike Miller hits 7 threes against the.
No, don't talk about that.
7 threes against his Thunder.
Mike Miller, I could barely walk up the court, but I can still knock down 30 foot 3-pointers.
James Jones, Game 1 against the Bobcats, goes in, hasn't played at all this year.
4 threes.
4 threes, 12 points at 14 minutes. I think that's
Not good for Thunder if he gets going because that's just another. Because Rashard Lewis,
Rashard Lewis is. I love Rashard Lewis. He's past his prime completely, but he can still go in and hit threes.
You think so? Because I've watched him every time I watch him this year. He misses open threes. I feel like Ray Allen's having.
Ray Allen will be ready for the finals. He'll be ready. So I think that to me, it's going to be sad to watch because Pop doesn't want to lose to the same team.
They're not going to lose if they play.
They're not. LeBron has psychologically defeated Greg Popovich. He has psychologically gotten over that hump. Just like he got over.
They're
Boston.
1-1.
I know, but the way he finally figured out how to stop Pop. He finally figured out how to beat Pop.
He figured out how to shoot.
Exactly. He just trusted himself. He trusted his shot. And he psychologically won the battle. I think he's going to win the war.
You have Pop as third best coach of all time. You think the third best coach of all time can outcoach and outplay a top 7, 8 player of all time? Do you think, because they have the best power forward of all time, they have a probably top 5 point guard, they have the second best foreign player of all time on their team, they got great role players, best bench in the NBA. You don't think that Pop's gonna be like, we're not losing this series. We're not losing this series. You beat me in my first ever finals, or you beat me in the first finals I've ever lost last year.
LeBron's chasing Jordan. You think you could say that Pop doesn't want? You think Pop's gonna let him lose? You think LeBron's gonna let him lose?
I would take if I could say Popovich.
And here's the thing: the Spurs are not. Tim Duncan's not where he was last year. I don't think he's gonna do what he did last year. It's against the Heat. I think Tony Parker's still.
Tim Duncan was a little over the same spot as last year, and then he took over the finals for that team.
To me, I think that it's gonna come down to LeBron James. He is the best player in the NBA. He's chasing Jordan. I think it's going to be Heat in 6, and Pop will forever be cursed and haunted by Game 6s. So.
We're going to bring that home. I'm glad you mentioned Game 6 because that Game 6. Do you remember what happened in the last 2 minutes of Game 6?
Of course. I remember the fourth quarter. LeBron.
I didn't ask you about the fourth quarter.
I'm just saying.
I did not ask you about the fourth quarter.
He's going to say that Ray Allen saved LeBron's career.
Oh, he
Who
did.
scored 18 points in the fourth quarter to bring it back?
I did not ask you.
I'm just saying. So what happens if LeBron doesn't do that? Spurs win that anyways. LeBron took over. Headband came off. LeBron.
I don't care.
Headband comes off.
LeBron was saved by Ray Allen's 3.
LeBron saved himself. Ray Allen just helped him. He was down. He scored 18 points in the fourth quarter. I don't care. He's one of those guys that believes you gotta take the last shot to be considered the clutch player of the game.
You do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
You don't. They were down 10. LeBron scores 18 points in the fourth quarter.
We're gonna do another podcast right after this. He thinks the Spurs are going to lose the Heat in 6 games. Okay, and I think the Thunder are going to beat the Heat in 7 games. This has been Intermission. We'll be on our next podcast about LeBron James today.